Hi, I'm Tony Jacopin. I'm delighted to be with you again on K2Board. And today we're not going to speak about economics. We're going to speak about demographics and how the demographics can help us to understand better economics. It will be a long perspective because we're going to focus on 2,000 years. Okay, so basically, what are we going to talk about? Well, we're going to first to just check out if we are on the same planet, if we have the same opinion concerning the world or data and so on. And in that sense, we're going to try to figure out, okay, basic issues. Was China always a country with more inhabitants? It may seem so, yes. I'm not saying it is not. I'm just checking, okay, let's have some common ground. So Q1. Q2, until what extent demographic explains the success of a country? If economy is mandatory, well, in that in top of looking around what's done at the economy level, we should focus on the key success factor at the demographic level. And if it was not the case, well, what should we do as well? Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to look at OECD statistics, or more specifically, we're going to work with Angus Madison data. You say, hey, but unfortunately Angus Madison died, and so it means that they are not up to date. Yes, but we are interested in the period year 1, year 2003, and it's important to say the year 2003 is really important. Go on economics if you want to look a little more on it. But I can tell you that 2003 is really important because it's a year for emerging countries where many things change. Okay, so but we can go on. So here, first point is that if you look around, well, first you see here in green, you've got a comparison between China and India, and you can see that. Well, at least at the spread when I began having a look at this, is that China is not the most populated country. When you look at it, you get it during the war period at least. During year 1 up till the year 1500, there were more people in India. And again, if we move, okay, small change in 1600, but in 1700, again, more people in India than in China. Really important to pay some attention. Afterwards, it seems more in that sense. But the one-child policy has a huge impact. Chinese people are getting older, and in India, they keep on growing. And therefore, you got many studies that have said that there will be more people in India in 10 years than in China. So if demographics is the main issue in terms of success, then you should stop investing in China and go to India. Okay, so the first issue. Now, is it always the case? Well, we're going to see that it's not so obvious. Now, what is for sure is that all European countries realize that they need to have the size issue just to be sure that they become proficient in this area. And so this is the reason why they move from EU6 to EU28. Regional integration is a key issue, but not only in Europe, but if you take, for instance, into consideration US, Canada, and Mexico, through the NAFTA to say, let's move on and try to make it work. In Africa as well, in Asia as well. Regional integration is really an important issue. Now, when we're talking about worldwide population, we can look at numbers and we can look at percentage. Here, what we get. So here, we can really say same interesting data, so same issues. And what is interesting to see is that if you look at it concerning China, for instance, you say, right now, we've got never so few Chinese people, relatively speaking. You've got 1 out of 5 people in the world is Chinese. But before, it was much more. Look at it, 20%, 22, 21, 24, 28, 36, 22, 28, or 29. 23, 22, 26. So would that mean it's a key to failure, or to have less people or to have more people? No, there's no correlation. There's no absolute correlation. It's important to do how you are able to move around. You'll see that, for instance, just to give an example, Spain moved up, moved down, but the major discovery of Spain were done by an Italian sailor, Cristobal Columbus. So depending on which language you want to say. If you look at the situation in many countries, this is a point. There's no correlation. For instance, former USSR was at the peak here in 1950s. It's going down. It's not able to revert it. So there's no strict correlation. Okay, so this is really important that you understand this. Now, what can we say? Well, what we can say is that demographic as a role, because and this role is important when we are talking about the leverage effect on people with low income. So this is something that it's really important to keep it in mind. If we look at evolution in terms of country with more people, you would say India was number one until 16th century, and it's going to be it again. China is more protected from an economic point of view once population is important. So just first limit. And when you're getting older, you need to make an alliance with countries that are much younger. And in that sense, regional integration is definitely